What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the BTO Sports YouTube channel. I'm here again with Mikey. We're continuing our progress on the 250 two-stroke build that I'm going to be taking off to a Red Bull straight rhythm and racing in about 5 weeks, I think, maybe a little bit more. On my channel, last time we got this far. Kind of dialed in the frame. We put on these X-Trig clamps. A lot of people were asking what year these were for. So here, I'll just show it to the Honda CRF 250 14 to current and 13 to current 450. So yeah, just these things mounted up right up to this 03 frame. Super simple. We actually drilled out this lock nut up here so that you can run a gas hose through it. That's pretty much the only modification that we did to these things, and they look sweet with the black on reddish bronze, whatever color you want to call this. Then we went ahead and threw the motor back in, or not back in. This is a brand new motor. This is a 2007 factory Honda engine. And I dialed it in with this Kyb. We're still gonna have to mess around with the jetting when we go to the track in about a month. We're gonna go testing, so gotta dial in the jetting. But for the most part, this engine is perfectly brand new in perfect shape. And yeah, so now we're ready to continue on with the progress. We got the Kyb Forks I think we're gonna throw on today, as well as some control stuff. I think the only thing we're really missing, actually, I don't think we're missing anything. So we're just gonna go ahead and throw the throttle, front brake, clutch, lever. We have all the parts that I ordered from BTO that they dialed me in with. Whereas this works connection set up. We got the all black clutch lever set up, as well as the blacked out little spinny wheel adjuster. And then we gotta clean up. Basically the theme of this whole build has been like cleaning everything up as we go along. So you can see a lot of this stuff is just, it's not in terrible condition, it's just really dirty and grimy and all that. And that goes for also with our RC valve module here. We definitely need to clean this up and polish this up. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna end up polishing this. I've seen these redone billet in like red or black. They look really cool, but with the timing factor that we have, I think I'm just gonna end up, because it doesn't look that cool on the engine right now, just polish this thing up, make it look shiny. And we ordered a new gasket for that, so we can't fully install it yet, but by the end of this video, you'll know what it looks like, at least on this thing. But yeah, what's first?
I think we're gonna start with controls. We can run our new throttle tube, we can put that on, get these mounted to the bars, put the clutch lever, run all the new cables, and kind of go from there. Let's see him.
So I think we're gonna not run this is like the OEM rubber that covers the throttle housing. Mikey had a good idea, just running it as is, because it kind of looks cool. Like, it wasn't in terrible shape, so I just ran it through the polisher, and it's a lot of different like angles and stuff in there to get like it perfectly shiny, but it'll do. It's a dirt bike anyways, right? So we'll go ahead and throw this on, throw the other controls on, and see how they look. If it does look bad, we cleaned up the rubber and we can run it as stock, but I think it'll look fine, just polished up. I mean, I changed the pilot jet, but main jet's still the same, but we're gonna have to definitely go over some things without the great thing that is electric fuel injection. See if I can't cross thread this thing.
No.
All right, so another little bit of a backtrack here, but we cleaned this thing all up, the throttle housing, hold that real quick. And this PC throttle tube, I don't know if we got the wrong part number or something, but when it sits into the guide here, it's too fat, and it actually doesn't sit all the way flush into its groove. So I don't know, we're either have to go OEM or, I don't know, figure out what or why that didn't work, but the stock one that we had originally is just a little too far gone. But I don't know. You can kind of see that little like ridge right there is a lot thinner than the PC new aftermarket one. So that's kind of what we're dealing with right now. But we'll just keep moving on and have to come back to this on another day. So throw the rest of the controls on and yeah, see what else we can get to. right, so clutch and throttle are on. Obviously we got to put the throttle tube on when we get the right one. Front brake's gonna have to wait because we ordered some OEM pieces to replace some of the old used hardware. And then cables are routed. This is kind of interesting the way that they used to do it. I know nowadays it's always that fork that the throttle cable kind of mounts at a vertical angle with. Now back then it just went straight in and you mount it to the same fork, but it's inside the ignition cover here. So got all that routed up. Still need to do the electronics and I think the forks and a few other things today. So we're gonna go ahead and route the electronics. I took a bunch of pictures when we were taking this thing apart so that I could have some reference photos to look back on and not completely go into this thing blind, even though the wiring harness is a lot more simple than the 450L. All right, we got our RC valve all plugged in and hooked up. Obviously the cover's not on yet. I'm gonna go ahead and polish that thing up. Pretty unique design. I don't know. I honestly had no idea these bikes even had this thing up until we started taking it apart. And everyone started commenting, giving me information about the 2000, I don't know, 03 engine or 02 engine versus this up-to-date 07 engine. But we're gonna go ahead and keep routing some of the electronics. I know that's not the most satisfying like route to go, but at the same time, you know, that's like when you put the forks on, it like obviously changes the entire look of the bike, but doing electronics is just kind of the boring side of it, but it's got to get done. So we're gonna go ahead and keep on plugging away on this thing. Also, we ordered a ton of OEM parts, actually just this morning, so we're kind of waiting for all that stuff to come in. But this is kind of a perfect example of, you know, the old stuff that needs to be replaced. Like this ignition's still good, but this little cover that it sits in over the years, it just wore out and broke that. And then it looks like when it was originally on, this bracket, obviously that holds the ignition, is really bent. This right side over here is supposed to be kind of nice and, I don't know, right angle like that, like the left side, and it is not. So we're gonna have to reorder that kind of stuff, but we can still route all the rest of the stuff, just kind of leave the ECU hanging. But that's another part that kind of like as we go along, we're finding things are worn out or broken, and we just kind of make a parts list on our phone and then go and try, and if BTO, you know, they can dial us in, then they will. So we, you know, we appreciate the extra parts from those guys. All right, so we got most of the wiring laid out. We have our relay, I think that's what that is, bolted up right there. Mikey literally just plugged the spark plug in, and obviously this isn't how the wiring is gonna be routed, but we just kind of wanted to get everything laid out and get a general idea of where everything's going. I actually ended up unplugging the ECU. I mentioned that we needed to get that new harness, and I think actually we're gonna get a different ECU altogether, so it doesn't really matter, but we just, not to have something dangling, we just have those wires instead of the full box. But I think we're gonna go ahead and throw the forks on. Oh, also I got these radiators. I mentioned like in the original teardown video that I was gonna need to find some new radiators. This company reached out to me. I have the stickers right here ready to be put back on, the ICW. They fully repaired these things, welded on bracing and crossbars and that whole thing, so those should be pretty bulletproof. The reason I took the stickers off is because we gotta get these done black, and then I'm gonna reapply the stickers. So save those for later, and we got to send these off to the coating company. So yeah, we'll get back into this thing. We'll touch base here. Actually, I'm gonna throw it on a tripod and do a time lapse for the fork installation, because these things are gonna look sweet on there. We got the forks all mounted up. Mikey's just finishing up greasing the clamp bolts. And yeah, looks sweet on here. Kind of seeing all the colors tie together now. Obviously this isn't the normal steps and procedure to building a dirt bike. You wouldn't put the forks on yet, but like I had mentioned actually in my video last week, that our swing arm pivot bolt, which is right here, that gave us a ton of trouble getting out. The threads are just jacked on this thing, so that's not gonna focus, but those are really bad, and I don't want to worry about cross-threading or getting this thing stuck in there again. So we went ahead and ordered a new one, so we're kind of waiting on that. And then once that comes, we can throw the swing arm on, get a little bit more weight on the rear, as well as a few other parts that we're waiting on, so it'll be a little bit more balanced on the stand. But we're just kind of working with what we got right now and putting on the parts that we have accessible to us already. All right guys, so that's gonna do it for today's video. You see I got a different shirt on because I've gunked mine up with some aluminum polish, but thank you guys for watching today. Obviously things aren't going as fast or as quickly as we had originally planned for this thing. The 450L went by really quick because everything was brand new. We just took everything off and put it back on, super simple, but both Mikey and I are pretty picky, so all these old parts that just aren't gonna cut it, they're just, I don't know, it's too much risk, especially like, yeah, like the 450L I rode on a supercross track, but I have to race this one, and with the bracket lineup at Red Bull Straight Rhythm, you don't know how many laps you're gonna be doing, but you wanna be safe. So I don't wanna put old parts on this thing, have an unsafe motorcycle, and the risk of injury is just even higher that way. So very thankful for the companies that have been helping me along the whole process and providing me parts or information or whatever. Thank you guys, I really appreciate that. Be sure and subscribe to my channel, BTO's channel, and both our Instagrams. Next week we're gonna be doing a jersey giveaway. I just brought all my gear home from Florida. Most of it's in that bag. I got others in boxes, but we're gonna be doing I'm probably just gonna be giving a full set of gear away because I hate giving away jersey and then having pants. So I'll do a full set, and yeah, so be sure to subscribe and follow and keep an eye out for information regarding that giveaway. So thank you guys again, and I'll see you soon. I'm actually gonna be able to start riding next week, so hopefully we can get some riding content and see some of you guys out at the track. I'll see you guys later. Aside from my soul, there goes a sight,